Alright guys, welcome back to ImWateringPSUs. Here we are today with a used build which will cost us under 1500 euros, which is approximately the same in dollars. And it will feature an i9-7920X on this Rampage Extreme motherboard. 4133 MHz RAM, which will be actually 8000 because of the 4-channel. And a full custom loop from EK, all used except for those fittings, which I paid like $2 each. And of course a 2080 Ti Aorus Extreme, so let's get into it. Here we are with the RAM installation now, of course, to get the quad channel working. We want to use the A1, B1 channels and then C1, D1 channels, as you can see, and just put the kits in the corresponding order. And here we are. Okay, now here we are. She dismounted her first liquid-cooled GPU, actually her first GPU in general. It's a 2080 Ti, let's open it up. She got all the screws out, and actually it wasn't that bad. Thermal paste-wise, as you can see, the thermal pads are still pretty good. This is the Aorus model. Aorus Extreme is an extremely high-end model, and we are gonna make a build with this one. We will repaste it with thermal paste that was included in the box, so I wanna try it out and see how it is. Okay, her first time putting paste on a GPU. Let's see what she does. She's using the spreading method, as you can see. Remember, it has to be very thin. Here we are with the work done. I suggest you flip it to align it properly, but it's all good so far. Alright guys, now here we are. Before doing the custom loop, of course, we just test out the hardware. So let's use this button and see if it's working. PSU fan is spinning, so we have power. Now before it gets too much overheated, let's see if we get a signal. I don't even know if I'm on the right channel, so, you know. Alright guys, it's working, and the RGB is working too. It's really pretty. That's a good one. Here we go with the paste application on this i9-7920X. We're using some thermal glazing today because it's gonna be a pretty high-end build. And now, as you can see, this is a bigger CPU, so we are doing the X method instead of the dot one, which we usually do. Now it's time to apply the actual water block. And now this is gonna be quite difficult to screw in, so we'll probably do it off camera and come back.
Okay, so basically what happened, guys, is that the motherboard broke. A bit of the PCB was actually scratched, so we had some irreparable damage, and we literally tried everything to bring it back. So now you will actually see a couple of clips in which I try to water it, use the BIOS flashback button, and even end up sending it back to ASUS themselves to try to pay them to fix them for me.
So anyways guys, here I am. I'm brake cleaning it. It's the stuff you use to clean cars. We'll try this. I will try water, and I will probably try some other car stuff, but we have to get it properly cleaned up. And then yeah, let's see if it works back. So now here's the motherboard from before. I'm using the BIOS flashback feature on ASUS motherboards. Basically allows you to flash the BIOS without turning on anything. And as you can see, it's flashing, but cleaning the board did not fix it. It was exactly as before, so it means that it was already clean to begin with. I also cleaned the CPU. But yeah, we will see after this one if it fixes it. But I really don't think it will. I think I will have to manually try to fix it. I have to first identify where the BIOS chips are, which is not easy on a board with that much components on it, but hey, let's get to work. So anyway, my motherboard is not only broken, but it's also breaking out the other PC by keeping spamming the switch this way. Really hate this motherboard, guys. That's 600 euros motherboard, and it doesn't even work like to sit there, you know, it just creates damages. Alright guys, so in case you were wondering, this is the actual package. Came back from ASUS, and well, they sent me just a little message with a length of one line in which they said not repairable, so they had me send it, and now I will also have to pay them. And they did absolutely nothing with my motherboard. Let me open this up and let me show you. Okay, so let's see what it says. It says, customer decides not to repair due to hardware issue. Now, I did not decide not to repair it. They decided not to repair it. First thing. So, okay, and then I suppose, hold up, let me check it out. Let me open the motherboard up. Let's see. Okay, so at least they did not bend any pins, but yeah, it's basically the exact same. Alright guys, so we had a bit of problem, and basically the other motherboard doesn't work. And the power supply is actually a different one. We put an EVGA power supply in there because that didn't work. So I had to buy this new motherboard, but I ended up getting it for a very good deal. So hey, we're not too much over budget. Let's go put the RAM in and finally mount it back in the case. So people use tube cutters while I use this kind of scissor to do the tubing for like a 3 grand water cooling build. So yeah, let's get cutting some tubes. Alright guys, so here I am filling this loop with this bottle of water. Now this is not how you should do it, but this is how I will do it. And my thought process was that I will just pour it from behind here. You should not do this because you can break literally all your hardware. It's not going through actually. So this could be a first problem. I think I have to do it from the front. We can give it a shot. Okay, here we are, first boot. You should really disconnect the hardware, but I don't. But let's see if we have any leaks. Okay, it's going. I have to stop it, no leaks so far, that's good. I have to pour more water on it. Okay, so far, no leaks. Now, you know stuff isn't going well building a PC when you find yourself just holding a very old graphics card attached to an extension that comes out somewhere just to try and get a signal, which you are not getting. You know, like it's not, like I'm so close to letting this fall down, honestly. Just say bye-bye to this build, you know? It's so annoying. Alright guys, so here we have to drain this loop, but I don't have any drain port. So what I'm gonna do is just open up the reservoir and actually use this pump to try and get the water out in this bottle. So here we have this premix thing. I have to shake it apparently, but I have to really shake it really hard. So it's gonna take a while, I think. I think I have a career as a bartender. I still have some water in the loop actually, so it's gonna be fun. Just putting the graphene in and taking the water out, but you know, things you gotta do actually. Alright guys, so I filled it and let's actually get out the codecs.
So actually what happened is the motherboard, while it was breaking itself, actually brought with her the CPU. So the i9-7920X, which we used in the beginning, is actually broken. Here we are with this i7-17800X, and let's delete it.
Place the metal here and the PCB here, as you can see. Exactly. And now I just clamp it. It's gone. Here we are, let's open it up. Now it's time to clean it. Alright guys, so here we are with this i7 X299 with liquid metal. Now we're gonna apply it in the socket, which is very difficult to do because it does not have the DHS. To do that, you have to align it properly, which is this way, and then you wanna just place it there. You wanna close the socket, pull this one down, and actually close it. Hey guys, welcome back to ImWateringPSUs. Today we're here with the build finally finished. We managed to fix all the problems, but like the parts are pretty far from what we had in the introduction. So behind the scenes, we swapped out the power supply. So now we have an 850 watt EVGA GQ 80 plus gold power supply. We don't have 700 watts anymore. That is because I really wanted to have the double connection to the top side of the motherboard to have the CPU power, so now we have that. Then we have a different motherboard because the other motherboard was broken. I am currently trying to air-mate to Asus. So we have still an Asus motherboard, but this one is an X299 Prime. But it's a very expensive motherboard still. I managed to get it for a very low price, so it's good. But we are pretty high with the budget. And also the CPU got damaged as well. Basically, when the motherboard broke, it brought with her the CPU. So right now we have an i7-17800X in there, the one which we deleted. Now that's probably the worst part because the motherboard is still really good, but the CPU has 6 core, 12 threads. So we lost 6 cores and 12 threads. So it's pretty bad. Plus, currently we're having a bit of troubles with the RAM, so we're not able to get the full 41 43 megahertz of the RAM on because of the IMC of the CPU, so that's a bit of a problem too. But with that aside, it's pretty much done. So we have like the carbon inside, and like it came out pretty well overall. We just have to do the peel off, which we will do in a bit, and yeah, it's pretty much ready to go, and then we will go on with the overclocks and the benchmarks. Alrighty guys, so here we are with the conclusions, but as you can see I don't have the PC close to me, and that's because we actually had to rush and sell it because a guy who had already sold the PC really wanted it, and he wanted it ASAP. We just finished up the overclocks and delivered it to him. He was really happy about it. So let's actually discuss the performance and overclocks. Well, we ran a Firestrike that you will see here, and basically we got 40k on the graphics score, which is actually really impressive. We managed to match the performance of an RTX 3080 at stock with this 2080 Ti, liquid cooled and overclocked, so it's actually really good. And regarding the CPU, well, we settled on about a 1.15 volt, 4.7 GHz overclock with around 4.3 cache on this i7-1700X. And again, we have a little Cinebench here, but it's not like the final results, but I will show it to you. The temperatures also are really good. Here are the temperatures. But again, let me know what you think about it, because we went with this kind of an older hardware, but very high clocked, with a ton of overclocks, with that graphene coolant. Let me know what you think about that one as well. Didn't do much performance-wise, but it was definitely cool to look at. And also, I mean, if you really like the video, maybe subscribe, because I have apparently much more people that watch my videos than those subscribe. So I think you could just click it. Okay, bye.